everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Sadie and today I'm finally going to be ranking all of my Jeffree Star Cosmetics eyeshadow palettes. I done this like a year ago, never ever uploaded it. I even recorded it before I even went on his PR list, so yeah, well over a year ago. Like I said, I am on his PR list, I am a brand ambassador for the brand, but all of these are my personal opinions. You know, I'll always tell you the truth about the palettes or any of his products. So yeah, I feel like I really want to do this sort of like every year to see if it all changes or whatever throughout the year. So yeah, I'd like to see the ranking of Jeffree Star Cosmetics eyeshadow palettes, then keep on watching. And if you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It helped me out a lot. Like I said, I do have a lot of Jeffree Star related content. I am on his PR, so I normally get videos up pretty quickly of new products, and yeah, let's get on with the video. So together I have 21 eyeshadow palettes. I think it's actually 22, but I did do 21 on my list because I have joined two of them together on the same spot. And yes, I have written a list with everything. I'm pretty sure this will change next year because I found this so difficult because I do generally love all of Jeffree Star Cosmetics eyeshadow palette. I ranked it from 21 to 1, 21 being my least favourite and number 1 being my most favourite. So let's start with number 21. I think we can all tell what my least favourite was. Mini Orgy. This is such a shame because I love the colour story of this, but I mean, it's not worth it, is it? When you're paying £27 and a third of the eyeshadows, not even a third of them, actually work. I don't know what went wrong here. I think he tried to create the formula like what he did with Cremated, and it just didn't work out as well. I've always said, when I bought this and the big palette of Orgy together, it cost me like £89. I feel like he should have definitely incorporated this into the bigger palette. I don't feel like it would have been much of a blow spending so much money on it. I mean, I literally spent £27 for nothing, whereas I think if this was incorporated, not that it's any better that it didn't work, but I feel like it would have just eased the blow a little bit if it was incorporated and these shimmers didn't work in the bigger palette. But I completely understand the concept he was doing creating Orgy. Today I actually had a replacement for this. Beauty Bay has finally emailed people asking for a replacement, and mine literally come today. So if you'd like to see a comparison of the old version and a newer one, then please let me know. But I think my favourite shade out of this one was Fire Up Frozen Ice, but I mean, like, it still isn't that great either. I mean, glass wet, it's just not its quality, so I had to put this as my least one. Alright, in at 20, we're going to go in with one of his very first eyeshadow palettes, Beauty Killer. I put this as, because it is his first eyeshadow palette, the formula is completely different. I mean, not in a bad way. Obviously you can see the improvement without the company and throughout the years of his eyeshadow palettes, but some of these still work really, really well. But I mean, like, Rich Bitch is so dry. It looks alright on my finger, but it doesn't even transfer onto my eyes. But I love Star Power. Star Power is beautiful. Princess is beautiful. Yeah, China White's really, really nice. Courtney's a perfect transition shade. But yeah, I literally barely don't use this. I just got this to collect it for collecting all those eyeshadow palettes. I think I've only ever done one look using it, but maybe if you all would like to see more videos using this, then let me know. In at 19, we're going to go with the Morphe and Jeffree Star collaboration. The irony about this palette is that I wanted this for so long, but even out of Jeffree Star Cosmetics, I was like, I want a neutral palette, I want something with proper colour, I want something normal from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. When this released, I didn't want it. I didn't want it. I wanted my nice cohesive, bright colours, my blue bloods, my blood sugar. I really love the history of this, but I also don't like the history. I love the actual history of how he created it, but I find it really sad, the whole entire Morphe situation after Shane Dawson, whatever. I'm not going to get into it, that's a completely different situation. Some of these eyeshadows are really, really patchy. I really like the more neutral tones to them, but this green is really, really patchy. That glitter is really, really nice, but it's just not what I'm drawn to, unfortunately. Even before it was discontinued, I'm just not a huge fan of it. Alright, next up for position 18 is both of the Shane Dawson and Mini Controversy palettes. Now, I thought I was going to love these eyeshadow palettes, but I just don't find them inspiring. I really don't. I feel like when I look at certain parts of it, I do like the two blues, those two together are beautiful. I can imagine that blend up really, really nice with it. I find my boyfriend's purse really, really lackluster of a colour. I mean, it's just got no payoff. I took it to work one day and I was just really disappointed. I was like, I really wanted like a really beautiful shimmer on my lid and it just didn't work. Same with the new version, when he put it back in, I really, really thought I would use it more. I mean, everyone died over this green, right? But this literally just looks like emerald. Oh, what's the shade called? Out of Blood Money, you all know what I mean. But which is such a shame because they're really, really good. Some of, like these blues, those two, and Root Beer are really, really beautiful and they're really, really pigmented, but I just have no inspiration with this palette or either of them, to be honest with you. They're really, really good as cohesive for the conspiracy, which I understand why, but by themselves, I really don't bother with them. In at 17 is Thirsty. Now, I loved Thirsty when it came out. I love this colour story, but it's such a shame that the mattes are really dry, and some of them, with it being more warm and more cool tone, look really muddy blended together. Like, it's such a shame because Bitch and Kumquat, I love using them in the spring. I love these glitters. You have to use a glitter glue with them, otherwise it will fall down for your face throughout the day. So it's not a bad eyeshadow palette, but I just don't use them to it. Plus it's discontinued. I'm not sure if you can still maybe buy some of these, but yeah, it's such a shame because I think if it wasn't as dry, I would totally use this more. Okay, this is on my list where I started to write hard for me, because from now on I generally absolutely love all of these eyeshadow palettes anyway. But for 16, I'm going to go in with Androgyny. I loved this eyeshadow palette when it first came out. It's all I ever used. Charm, I would literally always put for my crease every single day. Loved it. It is such a shame that these colours are a little bit patchy, really dry. I mean, this is his second eyeshadow palette, so I can't really fault him for it, but I really love the shimmers. Frosting's beautiful. Safe Word's a really good contour, but yeah, I absolutely love the look I used to create with these. It is workable. They're really dry and patchy, but if you know how to tweak them right, it does really come out really nice. I love the colour story. I love these shaped palettes. I sort of wish he'd kind of bring out a few more of these eyeshadow palettes with the big pans, because they're really nice to store and really nice and thin. But yeah, Androgyny is at 16. I know some of you are going to hate me for this, but at 15 is Star Ranch. It's a beautiful palette. It's not long released. I'm probably going to regret this. I feel like I'm going to read. I wrote this out the other day and now I'm reading it, I'm going, no, that doesn't belong there, but it is what it is. It's a beautiful palette. I just feel like I'm not going to use this because I actually got rid of my Urban Decay Wild West palette, as you know, because I thought they were quite similar, but I definitely preferred this one over my Urban Decay one. So I got rid of my Urban Decay one because my friend really wanted it and I was like, have it, because I'm not going to use it anymore. I really do like it, but I just feel like I'm not going to delve into this at all. It does inspire me, but out of every other eyeshadow palette, I'd rather just go for another one. I just don't gravitate to this one, unfortunately, but I love the packaging. I love how happy Wyoming makes Jeffree, but yeah, I do like it, but I don't think I'll really use it again. Alright, in at 14 is Shane Dawson's Collab, Conspiracy. I love this. I'm literally watching the series right now. Every time I do my makeup, I always watch a Jeffree Star Shane Dawson series because, one, they're nice and long, and I do thoroughly just keep enjoying watching them. I feel like it's starting all over again, and I do miss those sort of days, I mean, before everything happened. But I'm just not drawn to it, which is such a shame because I'll admit it, I didn't like it when it first came out either. I do understand the colour story more now. I just feel like top rose is neutral, you got your pops colours, and they're just really nice and smoky. So I do feel like it does go well with each other, this palette and this colour story, but like I said, I just rather use my other eyeshadow palettes than this one. I love some of the looks I've created with this, but I haven't created many looks with it. Some colours are patchy, like I feel like these two colours you can find in every other palette. I feel like everyone was raving them a little bit too much, but this one's a beautiful shade but really hard to blend out. The shimmers in here are absolutely gorgeous, so I feel like I need to give this eyeshadow palette a little bit more credit and to use it more. Another one I think you're all going to hate me for. 13, I'm going to go with Cremated. There is absolutely nothing wrong with this eyeshadow palette, I just don't hardly use it, which is weird because I have obviously been on Jeffree's PR, I got all the singles. I really use hers a lot. I always grab hers out of the singles to use for blacks. It is a beautiful palette. I feel like this is probably one of his best formulated palettes. Like the shimmers in this, oh my fudging god, like they are stunning. I'm just not a cool tone person. Like this is beautiful on everyone else. I will use it, but it's just not me. Which is so weird because there's a reason why this is higher ranked due to another eyeshadow palette, because I feel like that eyeshadow took over for me for like my cool tones. I do feel like with some of the colours though, is like some of the darks and the greys just do blend into each other and you can't really see a huge difference, but other than that I absolutely adore this palette, but I just don't use it more out of the other ones. Next up at 12 is Jawbreaker mini palette. I absolutely love the colour story of this. I mean, as we can all know, I love purples, and the oranges in this, like Slice is such a beautiful shade, and Orange Crushes as well. Really beautiful. I wanted this for so long, but I just never bought it. I was trying to be good, but they blend in so well with each other. but I do just prefer, I just shit myself as a cat in the fucking garden. I do just prefer, like, Hot Fudge is such a random shade out of this. I don't understand why it's there, but I mean, this is a beautiful summer palette, and I definitely will use this in the summer, but out of just a ranking, I just put it here because I just love other palettes in front of this, but I do really enjoy this palette a lot. And for number 11, we're going to go in with the big Jawbreaker palette. Yeah, again, great palette, great rainbow. The reason I haven't got this really high, I feel like the shimmers in this palette are just honestly absolutely fantastic, and I will always say Delicious, which is this dark navy, is like the best navy I've ever used in my life, but I do feel like the pastels, like Soaked and Sour and Brain Freeze, are just not that good. I absolutely love Fuck and Suck and whatever, they're great, but I do feel like the mattes in this palette do let it down a little bit. I don't use this enough. I should use this more, but I just don't use it enough, to be honest with you. Alright, we're in the top 10, and at number 10 is Alien palette. This makes me so sad that this palette is discontinued, but I don't know if you've seen my other videos when I compare this to Blood Money. Some of these shades are absolutely fucking identical in the Blood Money palette. Look at the mould on my fucking area. I have scraped that over and over again. Area 51 has always grew mould on it, and I don't know why, and it makes me really, really sad, and it's kind of disgusting at the same time. I haven't used an eyeshadow palette much because actually it irritates my eyes, and I think a lot of people had that same situation, so I'm really glad he definitely did formulate more of these into Blood Money. But yeah, and most of the shimmers, I mean, Flying Saucer Reduction, Alien, Moonrock, Probe are literally identical in the Blood Money, so if you haven't got Alien, just get Blood Money, you'd be absolutely fine without it. But the reason I love this so much is actually the mattes, like these really cool tone, like you just don't see them in his eyeshadow palettes. They're beautiful, like Phone Home is such a stunning shade, and I love the concept of this, and yeah, I don't really use this anymore, but it'll always be a favourite apart from this bastard shade there that's just absolutely disgusting. I don't know why, I honestly don't know why. But yeah, he needs to make Pluto a highlighter. Oh, yeah, the shimmers in this absolutely stunning. In at number 9, I'm going to go with Bloodlust, and I actually think Bloodlust is probably my most used eyeshadow palette on my whole entire YouTube channel using Jeffree Star Cosmetics. So you're probably wondering why I haven't got it very high, but like I said, I just love other eyeshadow palettes before this one, but I love all these eyeshadow palettes like so much. I really did struggle doing this. I think Bloodlust is just always a very high requested look of mine. Like people love to see my Bloodlust looks, I don't know why. Like I said, I really do love this palette. I wasn't very drawn to it at first. I was a bit annoyed when it was revealed. I was like, where's the purple bitch? Where is it? I do still want more purple in this, but it's very, very misleading. Like, they actually do really blend well together. I loved the look. I feel like there was a look that I'd done. I don't know if I can insert a photo, but I feel like that's where I started to creep up on Instagram and people started to notice me a little bit more. I feel like when I created that look, my journey really, really started with Jeffree Star Cosmetics. I love the pigments in here. They're absolutely stunning. It does really blend well together. The packaging is just absolutely everything. Not easy as to store, but I mean, it is absolutely a stunning palette. Next in at 8 is Blood Sugar. I mean, an iconic palette. I mean, like, this fucking blew up for Jeffree Star Cosmetics. I mean, I feel like this is where people really took him seriously, and it was huge back then. Coma fell out, I do apologise, it just came out one day and broke. I really, really do love this eyeshadow palette. It's a great neutral palette, it got its odd pops of colour. I do feel like with this bottom row, colours do just blend out into each other and look the same. Coma, obviously you can't see it, I think I will show you Coma in a bit. I just wish it was even darker. I wish there was like an almost purple to black shade in here, but I mean, it's a very, very loved palette, and I need to use this more, definitely, but I think this is an absolute top fave for most people within Jeffree Star Cosmetics. And talking about Blood Sugar, and number 7 is Mini Blood Sugar. I love this palette. I love this more. I put this before Blood Sugar because it's definitely better formulated. I've ruined mine. But Prick in the original is so hard pan, where I feel like in this version he actually did improve it a lot better. Wisdom in this palette is such a stunning shade. I actually do take this more with me now. I can still create a really neutral look with this. And yeah, I did take this on holiday one time with me. It's just a really, really nice palette. I would actually say if you don't have Blood Sugar, go for this one. One, it's cheaper, and I just feel you don't need the bigger palette. I feel like this one has it all in there for you. In at number 6, we've got Blue Blood. I mean, what a fucking iconic packaging. This is probably one of my favourite packaging of his. Why I love this eyeshadow palette so much? Because it's blue. Blue is my absolute favourite colour. I'll always say I never got this straight away. My friend did eventually get this for me for Christmas, but I absolutely love the shades in here. They're so good. I do feel like with like Blue Monday and that, it is a little bit hard to blend, but I feel like once you keep on practicing with this palette, it really, really does work. But I mean, like Crystal Fetish and Cullinan is such beautiful shades. I absolutely love the pigmentation of this palette. Do you know, I've never done a neutral palette with this. I've never used the shades, so maybe that's for a next video. But yeah, I absolutely love this eyeshadow palette. And at number 5, we're going to go in with Pink Religion. Can we just say that this packaging and this collection was so beautiful? Like, everything involved in this whole entire collection was amazing. Compared like to the commercial, the promotion of it, and just everything. I absolutely love it. And I mean, like, this was long awaited for. Everyone really wanted a pink palette from him, and it was definitely worth it in my eyes. Pigmentation is fantastic in this eyeshadow palette. I'll always fangirl over this eyeshadow palette because Jeffree actually DM'd me when I posted the look saying it was beautiful, so fangirl that he actually replied to me. I do sort of wish though it was more pink. It sounds really, really dumb, but I feel like I get really distracted by the purples in here, and I actually did do a look with this the other day and it did just look purple. I really, really wish there was more of like a hot pink range in this, but other than that, it is an absolutely stunning eyeshadow palette. Like, I think my favourite is Candy Cathedral. Oh, it's so good, but it does literally look like a shade very similar out of Jawbreaker. But other than that, it is a stunning eyeshadow palette. And at number 4, I'm going to go in with Crypt. I love this packaging, but I find it unbelievably annoying at the same time. It's a really, really weighty palette. I forgot how heavy this is. But because mine broke very, very easily, it's really, really hard for me to open. You can actually see on my PR opening, I actually broke this really easily. Like, it's completely broken here. So when I'm doing my makeup, I can't stand this up straight because it just falls straight back down. But I do love the concept of it. This colour story is absolutely stunning. The pigmentation's great. I also love the whole entire collection for this. I think he went all out. I love that he included lip scrubs, which I'm really happy about. I feel like Velvet Traps would have been awesome in this collection as well, but I loved all the colours out of this. It was really, really wearable. Pigment's great. Yeah, just a really nice, neutral, everyday sort of palette. Alright, we're in the top 3. Okay. Let me know down below your predictions, or let me down below what your top 3 are, but here are mine. In at number 3, Orgy. Shocked me as well, but the more I thought about it, the more I realised how much I love this eyeshadow palette. I need a drink. Drink my tea before it goes cold. It's fucking freezing. Absolutely disgusting. I don't care if you don't like the name of this palette and whatever and all the thing. I mean, if you have sex, this shouldn't bother you, but whatever. We're all grown adults here. I love this eyeshadow palette. It's so universally great. I've used this for setting under my eyes, for contouring, for bronzing. It's just a stunning, neutral, everyday palette. Yes, don't get me wrong, I think the top row, I agree with everyone, just wasn't needed. And I do understand, at first, I was a bit like, why do we need this many shades of just mattes? But I use this palette so much more than I thought I ever would. It's a great MUA kit if you're not fazed by the wording, etc. But other than that, it's a really, really great pigmented palette, and it blends out beautifully. I like how it has a mixture of neutral, cool and warm tone shades in here as well. But yeah, and like I said, my whole bug with this is that I think the mini Orgy palette would have just slotted in absolutely stunning. Like, imagine just like one pretty white shade here, one gold there. Oh, it would have just looked so beautiful. Alright, we're in the top 2. This was really, really hard for me and really shocked me of my decision as well. Sometimes I don't believe myself. In at 2 is Weirdo. I didn't think I'd love this palette so much, but let me tell you, this blends so beautifully. I mean, oh my god, this razor blade shade is just something else. They don't double onto anything, they're completely different. So this is the palette that overtook Cremated for me. I feel like out of a more cool tone palette, I will 100% use this more because I still have those little pops of colours. Razor blade's absolutely stunning, Glamour Shot's a great shade. I use Weirdo all the time now. Actually, Weirdo is another one I'm picking up just to use as a black if I just wanted to use a black and the palette I'm using doesn't have one. I was really inspired to do this. I really created quite a few looks with this eyeshadow palette when it came out. I love the whole entire collection. I actually wish the collection was a little bit bigger, and I wish there was just like maybe an extra row on here of different colours as well. I really would think it worked, but it also did work. I love the red packaging. I just absolutely love this eyeshadow palette. And in at number 1 is Blood Money. The packaging of this palette is just everything. I love the clasp, I love the green, I love the crocodile packaging, I love the little end bits here. It's just probably, to me, this is one of his most bougiest eyeshadow palettes he's ever come out with. The style is absolutely beautiful. Using this eyeshadow palette is actually the first time I ever got noticed by Jeffree Star by actual Jeffree Star. He reposted this on his story and I had no idea until everyone was DMing me going, hello, you're on his story, and I was like, oh shit, okay, thank you. I get so many compliments when I wear this eyeshadow palette. Oh god, I just love greens. I just love this eyeshadow palette. It's really being used and abused, but you can't really tell on my camera. But they're just great. Oh, Emerald Estate is the shade I was on about. We'll put it back. I do feel like this shade is a little bit more hard pressed, but other than that, like, these blend so well. They're so pigmented. They're just, I have loved every single eyeshadow look I've created with this. Even the neutrals, like these shades here, are absolutely stunning. Secret Stash is literally a dupe for Probe out of Alien. I just really love this eyeshadow palette. The formula is great, and I just love the whole entire collection when this came out as well. I understand lips and everything isn't for everyone, but every time I think about my number one eyeshadow palette with Jeffree Star Cosmetics, even being a year ago, 6 months ago, Blood Money is always just number one straight away in my head. So there is my top eyeshadow palettes from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know down below what your favourite Jeffree Star Cosmetics palettes are and what your least favourite are, and please tell me why. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram. If you want any more detailed looks or detailed information regarding these palettes, drop me a comment down below and give me some suggestions of what you'd like to see, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.